15 minutes of fame.
You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go!
What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Inside the Bars. Today we have with us Red.
How you doing?
What's up? Oh, how are you?
I'm good.
Good to see you. Thank you for coming.
No problem. I appreciate you for having me.
Okay, so what I want to do today is get into your most recent battle that dropped with DNA. Congratulations on your success with that.
Thank you.
And I want to break them down round for round. That's what I like to do.
All right.
So let's get into round one.
Okay.
Now, round one, I feel like you had a strong start. You started off with, I'm sick of you talking about how your hammy clap. You be spitting all these Toy Stories. Why DNA? You bringing Andy back? And that was hard because you spell Andy backwards. It's, why DNA?
It's crazy to hear
So-
somebody else say this other than me.
And wasn't it spelled backwards on his shoe?
Yeah. You know how
On-
to do it.
I got grandkids. I watch Toy Story a lot. If I'm correct, it was backwards on the bottom of his shoe.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was a great way to start, even with, the people on the stage and the crowd. Everybody's like, oh, you already, just starting. So I think that was dope. So coming in, you wanted to start off strong, I'm sure.
Yeah. I just wanted to make my presence felt. It was a different area. A battle was never done there before, and we was the last battle of the night. So I know people was ready to go home.
Right.
All that. So we gotta take all those things into account.
Right. Okay. So, let's.
500 degrees in that motherfucker too. There was no air conditioning.
Oh yeah, no
A lot of
AC,
people
no
don't
nothing.
tend to remind people of that, and for y'all to get up there and do what y'all did in 500-degree weather on that stage was crazy. So I'm sorry, I just had to make sure that that's mentioned. People don't mention that.
Right. So the sanitation line, that was hard as well. You remember? Well, of course you remember, but
Yeah.
because I got it written down.
Yeah, go ahead. Listen, man, I'm liking how you spin these bars. Your delivery a little nice. You feel me? So.
Nah, I'm not a rapper. I'm just trying to. Newsflash, you're stupid. You fecal matter, sanitation, doodle, trash. Ironic, I'm 9'3", but you the one who's super gas. Me personally, I think that was hard because if anybody knows anything about driving, super gas, 9'3". So that was hard to me.
Which is crazy because I think a lot of people really ain't know that reference as far as, with the gas and the premium being 9'3" and then 9'3" being, it's a gang related thing, so yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. We know Unc don't know, man.
All right, so I want to jump down to when you said you got one of the hardest pens. I wanted you to get a little bit more into that. I wanted to ask, do you feel like you don't get the respect you deserve? It was something about the way you said it, or maybe I could be reading into it. I analyze things.
For me, it's just reiteration. I know that, other people gonna have their opinions. Some people feel that way, some people don't. It's all an opinionated sport. So it's not really me saying it to try to remind people or something.
Right.
It's just me saying it as far as that's how I feel personally.
Right. All right, so then you jump down to the goods line. So we're going to fast forward. There's one thing that you said that I couldn't quite hear. Maybe you said a little too fast, so I wanted to see if you can say it a little bit here and we'll talk about it. You said something about leaving memory gone. Is right after the goods line.
Yeah.
And after that, I don't think I couldn't hear what you said, but I did want to ask you about that so I can know what you said.
Well, I was referenced the punches to goods. I said, you goods on RBE, I mean you be punching, but you ain't dropping gems. We all know the goods and gems situation. And I said, mine's personally, my shits leave a nigga memory gone. I hit harder than Thanos with all the Infinity Stones. So
Okay,
it was a.
explain that, yeah.
Do I really have to explain that?
I still couldn't hear you just now when you said it. Like,
I hit harder than Thanos with all the Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
You remember the movie that just came out?
no, what is that?
Yeah.
What movie is that?
Goodness gracious. This throwing me off right here, but yeah, basically it was a Marvel superhero movie that
See,
just came out. You know,
I just had to say that to Mook yesterday. I don't watch superhero movies, so that slipped me.
I didn't see the movie either.
yeah. You know what's crazy? I didn't see the movie, but I know who Thanos is.
I knew that, and I knew about the Stones.
Nah, I don't know. So that's probably why it passed me. I also like the Embalmed Fluid line.
Oh yeah,
That was hard.
I love that, bro.
I'm gonna need you to say that again. I definitely think it went over people's heads. I definitely think
it did. You know, it's, I say shit like clips popping, a simp dropping. You'll be a dead nigga if you don't look alive on the M-bomb. And now for those who don't know, M is like is a type of gun. Okay, it was a play on words as far as embalming fluid. Embalming fluid for dead bodies, which help people look alive. You know, so it was,
Right. All right. So, which leads into like I feel like they all ties in together. But what I really wanted to get at, not because it's a super major thing, but I like how you came into it. I like your transition into it. The Fabulous line. I think it was hard for the simple fact is at that time I believe that's when all of this was going on.
It's crazy because a lot of people don't speak on it right now because the battle dropped so late after it happened, you know, but it was that was still fresh around the time I actually said it.
Right.
You know, this battle happened about 3 months ago, 3-4 months ago, you know, so that was new news. So some people understood it, some people didn't, you know. I think it got a fair reaction.
Yeah, I do too. I think you got it, yeah. So can you talk a little bit about why it's super important to stay with Carmen, how you said it's new news? It was something that was going on at the time.
Yeah, it was kind of like an Easter egg thing. You know, some people don't know what Easter eggs are in battle rap. It's references and things where it's like, I'm not saying something literal, but it's referencing something that has to do with my opponent or anything else battle related. You know, an example I can give is Surf versus Hitman Holla, which was one of my favorite battles.
Okay.
Where Hitman had the "you goldfish is not allowed in the crock pool" bar against Arsenal.
Okay.
Now when Surf battled him, he used the Easter egg, which was raised in that crock pool. He's referencing the crock pool that Hitman was talking about, you know, in his battle, which he's not literally saying it like, oh, you told Arsenal this, you know, so it was kind of like, like I said, it's new news, and a lot of people who watch battle rap feels like DNA is the king of he's always using current event bars, so that's what it was.
Right.
You know, so it's an Easter egg bar. It was a punch, but it was also an Easter egg bar where it's like, you know, I'm pretty sure DNA caught it. You know, some other people may have caught it, but it comes with it, man. You know.
I think I'm still lost though. What an Easter egg bar is.
So,
No, it's just a.
is it like? Well, I'm asking from your point of view. You would have to know what that person is talking about. Like you would have to.
It's simply about history.
Right. You would have to see.
Things.
Yeah.
Like for example, another Easter egg bar that I said was for Hitman Holla, where Hitman used to always talk about playing basketball overseas, and then I did the little Euro step combination, mentioning Ginobili and all that. You saying you're gonna ball, now you're thinking Euro step. It's stuff like that, you know, references and things that has to do with certain parts of the timeline in battle rap, but you're not literally saying it. It's like 6
degrees of separation in my bucket.
It's something like that. Okay, yeah, cool. It's something like that. Yeah.
And people in battle rappers they say Easter egg like. I've never heard that term.
It's just an egg, you know. So it's like,
never heard that.
It's crazy because a lot of people use that term though.
First time I heard it.
You gotta find them. Like you know how
not
you go to Easter egg hunt, you gotta go find.
It's dope.
Yeah, it is. That's one of my favorite things about battle rap. If you didn't see this, you wouldn't get that. You know, I like that. Which goes into our next line. Y'all got him thinking I can't win him. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Say the line.
See the old curse.
Right.
Oh, y'all got them thinking I can't fuck with a bumble named Flippy, Bernie Mac, and a butter rim.
Right. So here's the thing: if you didn't see the movie, you wouldn't understand that because in the movie, Bernie Mac played a bum.
Yeah, and his name Flip. So it's like
Right.
name Flip as far as in battles, and then his name Flip as the character.
Right, and it's a little bit of what you did,
It's that
starting this
pin
round.
thing, you know, that I referenced earlier, you know.
Yeah.
What movie was that?
Above the rim.
Yeah, just let people know that.
Bernie Mac,
Anybody that's
Tupac
watching
was
that
in
might
there.
not know the movie.
Yeah, Omar Epps, Marlon Wayans. All right, I think this is kind of interesting. As a Family Matters fan, lately you've been clean. Thanks to a certain friend, Stephon Wardrobe.
Shout out to Keishawn, you know.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that. Say the line.
Lately you've been clean, my nigga, thanks to a certain friend. Shout out to Keishawn. Stephon Wardrobe, but your aura's still Urkel. Which means, you know, I'm pretty, like you said, it's a Family Matters fan. You know how that goes. It's, Urkel is considered the nerd of the two, where Stephon is considered the cooler version.
Right.
You know, so it was one of those.
And also, as a parent of twins, I appreciated the paternal twin line.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people don't know
Same
that.
DNA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, same DNA with a different look fraternal twin,
Right.
which is a different type of twins. It's not just identical twins for those who don't know this. Fraternal twins are two children who may be of different sexes, or they're twins, but they just don't have the same features. You know, so
Right.
like Tariq and Raina on Power.
Which we just found out they were twins.
Yeah,
Who
they
knew
were
they were
twins.
twins? I didn't know they were twins.
Fraternal twins.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I don't think they were supposed to be twins. I think that's something that came a little later because they never talked about them being twins in the other seasons. You only hear about that after she dies. I want you to break down your DNA, like the Professor Shine thing. I want you to talk about that, and I want you to break it down and kind of get a little bit deeper into it, and why you chose to put that first in your round one, and why you went that angle.
Well, I think me personally, like I try to once I get to a certain topic, I try to stay on that topic, or I try to connect it as best as possible. Now, reason being that's in the first round is because, like I said, I did the lately you've been clean thanks to a certain friend, which was referencing Keishawn. You know, and it kind of rolled over into that, which also rolled over into the me and Keishawn battle.
Right.
You know, so it's just like, once you get to a certain subject, it's just like, writing a paper in school or something. When you speak on a certain subject for a paragraph, when you go to the next paragraph, you try to make the first one or the previous paragraph roll over into the next one. Mm-hmm. So it's just topic placement.
Right. Which leads to the next line. I didn't understand the Men in Black line. I never saw the movie.
Oh, that's one of my favorite bars from the first.
So you can say it and then you can break it down.
I said, K, knock your shit off. You grew yourself out. Well, speaking of they battle, you let them throw you under the wing. You a stupid nigga scrap. I watched Shine remove this nigga cap. K, knock your shit off. You grew your ceiling back to do whatever K tell you to. The fuck is you, Jeeves from Men in Black? Basically, it's a Men in Black reference. You know the two agents. Tommy Lee Jones is K.
Okay.
Will Smith plays J, Agent J.
Okay.
So the reference is with Tommy Lee Jones, where they used to go to this, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a type of store, pawn shop. They used to go to the pawn shop. The name of the pawn shop is Jeeves. Okay, now the guy who works at the pawn shop, he used to sell illegal things, whether it was Rolexes or actually illegal guns and things to aliens. Now, Jeeves was an alien.
Oh.
The thing about Jeeves, though, is when he gets shot, a lot of times K would shoot him in the head, but he shoots him in the head because his head always grows back. So that's basically what it is. Jeeves from Men in Black, K-Shine is Agent K. The DNA was Jeeps from Men in Black. That was the reference. You know, he shot him in the head. I think K-Shine killed DNA, so that's what he knocked your shit off. But you grew it back, meaning you came back stronger. You came back doing your thing.
Well.
And yeah, you was Jeeps from Men in Black.
Okay, thank you, because I then we're gonna jump down. You had a lot of. I wanted to point out too. I called this the movie round.
Okay.
Because you had a lot of movie references.
Subject placement, maybe subject placement. Try to keep it intact. See, a lot of people don't do these things.
Do what?
It's just, if this sounds hot, I'm going to say it. It doesn't matter when or where I say it. To me, a lot of that matters.
So the structure of your writing.
Yeah.
So that's how you go about writing your round.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so.
Were you on the second round now?
No, I'm still on round one.
Oh, okay.
So like I said, I called round one the movie round. And you had a Nutty Professor line, which I caught it simply because I know the movie, but I can't say I sat there and watched the whole movie. So you're going to have to explain that one too.
All right, so it was the, I gave, what was it? Shine, the shit that Shine Kid got away, phone posits, but I gave that nigga 20 blood. Now the Professor and DNA could share a body, Sherman Clump and Buddy Love. K-Shine is known as the Professor ever since, which is another Easter egg, by the way. For those who don't know, the reason I call him the Professor versus DNA is because he was the Professor versus DNA. You feel me? So it was kind of like an Easter egg thing, you know. K-Shine is known as the Professor, and Buddy Love is literally DNA, which is he was a strand of DNA from a part of the Professor himself.
Right, that makes sense.
So they kind of shared the same body. Now in the first one, you know, which people kind of get lost because they think of the Nutty Professor too, which they were separate bodies.
Okay.
But in the first one, they were always the same body.
Right.
It was either the Professor controlled the body, or he took the potion or whatever he used, and he would transform into Buddy Love. But they were always one and the same, so it was kind of that.
See, this is why I love this show.
Yeah, this is genius. This is genius, for real. Because a lot of people needs this.
Yes, because as I said, you know, if you didn't see I saw Above the Rim, so you know that was easy. But I didn't see the superheroes. I didn't see Men in Black, and I didn't see too much of Nutty Professor. So it's important to ask these questions. Well, it's important to me to ask these questions.
Now let me say this: she couldn't have been a judge of this battle.
Right.
So that's why I say when it comes to judging battles, how can you judge a battle if, Nikki, she's been in battle rap for 6 years. Let's make her a judge because she's been around the culture for so long. She'll be a good judge. Like people say, make Uncle Rod judge. You can't make me a judge because if I don't get everything you're saying, how can I judge the battle?
Yeah, that's right.
And I think people act like they catch every tiny little thing. Sometimes you're not going to catch it, and it's okay. And that's why I like doing things like this, because if I didn't catch it, why not talk about it? Let's sit down and talk about it.
You got some people, it's crazy to say this, but some people don't catch a bar, and because they don't catch it, they think it's whack. Or even if someone explains it to them, then it's like, okay, whatever.
Right.
And completely downplay it. So it's like, how can you downplay knowledge about something you didn't know yourself?
Some people get the punch at the end, but never knew everything that happened before that punch.
It's crazy, man.
Right.
How can you judge?
But with battle rap, you always got your positives and your negatives. That's why, for the most part, we try to keep things opinionated as a whole for battle rap. As rarely do you see a judge battle for things like that specifically, because everybody's not going to catch or understand everything. If you can catch or understand everything, you wouldn't be a fan, you would be a battler.
Right.
So it comes with it though.
You're right. Okay, so let's jump down. So here in where I'm at, you had a little North Carolina scheme. Obviously, it made sense because that's where you all were. And I'm not going to say 3 shots, but you set it to rain. I thought this line was hard. If you don't know the song, if you don't know Candy Rain, then you're not going to get it. Say the line for us real quick, and then...
I love. Do you ever take a candy coated? And I'll try to get the people to know what the song is.
Right.
All right, well, the build-up was, don't make me approach the Ville, speaking of rain, because he's from
Fayetteville, North Carolina, right.
And then it was the headshot rag tops and roof with this Cadillac like the old DeVille. So it was, Fayetteville, DeVille, and then DeVille as far as the car itself. And then what came after that? Let me see. The roof of this Cadillac like the old DeVille. I empty the clip, reload the still for the overkill. I'm strapped with the candy, rain gon' lose his soul for real.
Right.
That's one of my favorite.
That was mine. That was one of my favorites too, and it got a great reaction. I feel like maybe I shouldn't say. Well, a lot of people do know that song, so it was dope. It got a great reaction from that. Fast forwarding down a little bit more, I didn't understand this, and I feel like the only people.
Can I interrupt real quick?
Sure.
When you said that Rain line, didn't Rain just say something to you prior to you actually saying that Rain line?
Yeah, because when I did the approach to Ville and the rag tops like the old DeVille, he was like, I was
right. He went like this.
That's why I thought that Rain line was that Candy Rain
was a freestyle.
Was it right?
Nah, it wasn't. I'm just
the timing was great.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna DNA y'all and say, oh, this is a rebuttal, and it wasn't a rebuttal. Nah, but yeah, it was there already.
The timing was
just
crazy.
You said for the build up, and I didn't even get to the punch yet.
Right.
All right, so now let's see if this punch lands. And it just so happened.
Yeah, he went like this.
So now it's like, yeah.
It landed more for me because he said something.
Yeah, it kind of built it up.
Yeah. So it did look like it was a freestyle. I wanted you to explain the venue line because you said pay attention. Now, people who were there probably understood better than us who just watching. So there was no way I was going to get that.
It was
because I wasn't there.
The problem when I said it was that I didn't realize that the people in the venue wasn't going to understand it either.
Okay.
So he was just because. Okay, the way the
was that a freestyle?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you said DNA is the only one who could do this.
Yeah, because I don't know what I said as far as the 3-bar. I know something live in the goon, slide, and it was terrible. I'm a terrible freestyler, But the punch, I know it was like he get four to the rib cage from each side of the room, and the way the venue was set up it was kind of like a strip club type thing where it's like they had the cages for dancers. It was one on this side and then it was one on this side. But to me, I feel like I didn't get no credit for this because I'm freestyling the middle of my round, and I said the 4 to the cage, and there was 4 people in each cage. I thought that was crazy.
Right.
That was crazy to me. But people were looking around, whatever.
Right.
So I'm like,
yeah, because of course we, the viewers weren't going to understand it, but like you said, you thought people in the crowd would understand quicker. Okay, so that was round 1. Like I said, I call that the movie round. So let's transition into round 2. Now,
I know what round you're going to call this too. But like I said, it's all subject placement. Sports round. It's a sports round.
Let me do my thing, okay?
My apologies.
No, I'm kidding.
I was lining it up kind of like that.
Right. So let's get into the sports round. I like how you started off. I love the ESPN. Truthfully, you started off saying truthfully, right? Or did I miss something?
See, I got a knack for...
Truthfully, I could have took a couple beside you.
Yeah. But that wasn't my first bar.
That wasn't the first one, right? But I feel like that's where the ESPN scheme began.
Yeah.
The sports, so that's why I jumped down to that. But I figured since I'm the sports bar king, so you're the sports bar king, which is interesting to me because I like sports, but it's just, So you're going to have to explain some of these things. Talk about the ESPN line, the sports
If I
scheme.
slide you ESPN fuck around and give me a job, so... That's kind of like an Easter egg bar, but it's really not because we all know. I mean, most people know DNA was on ESPN. I mean, K-Shine. There's little freestyles on there, so that's what that was referring to. it kind of rolled over into the it was like a shot for him and Top at the same time. You know.
So talk about that. You can say the line if you want it. If you want to.
I said, I told Smack, none of the niggas you know Casio, give me Melvin after Eric, that's their first names, both of them. Give me Melvin after Eric, I'm giving them both for 3-0. They don't want that smoke with me, bro. If you book me the Indiana top nigga, I'll be the victor. Oladipo. Mm-hmm. Now, as far as the play on it's
Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Oladipo, Victor Oladipo.
Yeah.
I'll be the victor. I'll be the winner.
See you? Look at you. Look, she might help me with my bars. Right, nah, but that's basically what it was. That
Right.
whole play on Indiana, top dude, you know, everybody feels like Victor Oladipo is their best player, so that's why I'll be Indiana top nigga. I'll be the victor, Oladipo.
Yeah, and I don't think it got the reaction it deserved, to be honest.
It was, this the thing though, it really ain't bothered me because I understood what that crowd had been through for the night. I understood that we was the last battle of the night. They standing up for 5-6 hours, and it's 150 degrees in here.
Wow.
You know, so it's like all that comes into play. You know, I see a lot of people commenting and say, "Oh, that Charlotte crowd, terrible." You know, I ain't really. You know, they were ready to go. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's like, all right, if we get it, we get it. If we don't, we ain't even about to sit here and think about it. And I'm a think about it rapper for the most part. You know, so.
Oh, okay, I understand.
It comes with it, you know.
Right.
But that's why I ain't really feel no type of way about my reaction. Mm-hmm. You know.
Okay, so those were some shots. All right. So we're gonna jump down to the. I like how you talked about the rookies versus vets battle.
Yeah.
Because some people say chess won, some people say DNA won. I wanted to get your take on that.
It was actually a debatable battle. It was dope. I kind of personally, initially I had DNA winning, honestly. You know, it was more so because I was rooting for the vets. But given what I felt like Chess had to fight back from, and then for him to end up with not only a debatable battle, but his third being his third was the round of the night.
Oh.
His third round was the best round that night. You know, so it's for him to come from throwing up on stage to having the best round of the night. It's like, damn.
And the third was straight through, right?
Yeah. His second and third. He got through his second and third straight through.
Oh, okay.
You know, so
Keep the ratchet under the bed
Like
wifey, bruh.
Yeah. Isn't that when he said, I'm from the college, you from the school of hard knocks, I'm from the college of kicking doors down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hard.
I said initially I had DNA winning, but when I factor in everything, I personally feel like Chess may have edged the battle. Mm-hmm. But in the end, it was a debatable battle. Some people feel he won, some people feel he lost.
Right, yeah, that was a good battle. I also wanted you to talk about the Conor McGregor line.
Yeah, like I said, it was all subject placement. Mm-hmm. Then I had that. I said what you saying? You'll kill me. Which one was that? Was that first? Conor McGregor was before the. It's crazy because this is the thing about battles. Mm-hmm. Once we say them on stage, we try to put them out of our mind because we gotta get to the next one.
Yeah.
You know, so this a few battles ago.
You said when 8-1 chess.
Conor McGregor.
Yeah, so that was after because it transitioned from when you talked about the rookies versus the transition into the Conor McGregor line.
Yeah, so basically, for those who don't know, which I thought the bar was kind of obvious, Conor McGregor has a tattoo of an 8-1, well, gorilla specifically, on his chest. You know, so it was kind of, I would have won 8-1 chest, the rapper.
Right.
So it was a little play on words. It was alright, it was decent.
Okay. The straight out of Compton line. I'm just pulling out lines that I liked. The straight out of Compton line, I thought it was dope because it was like also something you would have to have watched the movie. And DNA's name is Eric, and I'm guessing you're referring to Eazy-E because his name was Eric as well. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so before we get to that, I want to say also about the chest thing.
Okay.
To me, the bar that I said that I thought was crazy was, but you saying you'll kill me, that boy should have left crying. You talking like King Joffrey, but couldn't leave chest. That was crazy to me.
Yeah, it was.
But it ain't get no reaction. But I understand, man. People was ready to go. They was just tired. You know?
But then again, when we...
I think Unc just caught a homicide over there.
Man.
Yeah, but like I said, that to me, I thought that was fire. You know, Chess Lion, the Chess Lion, King Joffrey, James Earl Jones from Coming to America. But yeah, moving along.
Right.
What part was we speaking of?
Oh, I was talking about the Straight Outta Compton line.
Yeah, all right. If you want to see Straight Outta Compton, for those who don't know, it was a scene in there where
This actually would have been good in the first.
yeah, Suge Knight actually kind of got his. Yeah, but you can't. You know, just like I thought the what's the name would have been good in my first. We'll get to it.
Okay.
It's something in my third that I thought should have been in my first, but I didn't want to oversaturate it with
Okay,
the same.
with the same theme. Okay.
So with the Straight Outta Compton thing, like I said, is a scene where Suge Knight and his boys pretty much whoop Eazy ass in the studio, and then it's a line in there with Suge Knight, so that's why I said Suge voice Straight Outta Compton. He said, "You better choose right. Don't make me change you, Eric." Which a lot of us felt like when he said that he gave my man that HIV shot or that AIDS needle or something, but that's neither here nor there. We ain't gonna really talk too deep on the conspiracy theories and speculation. But that's all it was. It was literally just that line from the movie. Don't make me change you, Eric.
Okay. Okay, I had the Diva line, I have the Jason Kidd line, and the E-Man Master line. I thought that was dope too, but if you're not Muslim or something, you wouldn't understand that.
Yeah, but I'm not Muslim.
Well, yeah, you have to have
So it's
knowledge,
like,
I would say, about
it comes with it, man.
about that religion.
Yeah, I think.
So I want to point out Uncle Rod's favorite line.
Okay.
This was the smack, why you got me killing my coworkers line. And then the last line is Uncle Rod's favorite.
Oh, you turning this URL show on the Belco?
Yeah, you gotta say the whole thing.
You turning this URL show on the Belco?
Nah, keep going. He gotta.
Oh, that's your favorite line? My pull-out
Easy,
game, weak
man.
as shit. I'm guaranteed to leave DNA in the
That was hard.
That wasn't in there. That wasn't there. I just I added it like right then and there.
Oh, it was a freestyle?
It wasn't a freestyle. It was a bar that I had and I threw away. And
Well,
then
I'm glad you didn't throw
I
it.
said, fuck it.
That fucking flies, man.
You'll be alright. I thought the Belco bar was better than that.
Really?
I'm not. She said it was my favorite line.
That's the one that he reacted to the most.
crazy when you said it. I was like, that shit was hard.
Okay, so that was round 2. So we're gonna get into round 3.
Round 2 got a lot of slept on bars, bruh.
Which is why inside the bars is important.
But I don't want to feel like I'm doing a whole explanation on them, but it was just, there's so many of them. Like,
But here's the thing though,
speaking
you don't
on
think
that,
fans have these conversations as well? Like my friends call me and be like, yo, did you hear, nobody said, this is what he said, listen to this and listen to that.
Yeah.
So
But I get a kick out of that, especially
Kick out of which
watching
part?
or seeing other people do that and realize certain things. Yo, he said this.
get a kick out of replaying it?
I just, as a battle rapper, I love to see a fan catch a bar.
Oh, okay. Good.
For real.
Shout out to me.
Even with the delayed reactions. I love delayed
The
reactions.
delayed reactions are even better.
Yeah, those I love those.
I'm a delayed
Which I thought was gonna happen when you said turn around, look in the room.
Yeah.
Then I thought
Ain't
people was
nobody,
gonna
when
look.
I said that, ain't nobody turn around. It's
Like you said.
we ready to go, bro. Stop telling us what to do.
50 degrees.
Okay, let's get into round 3. Round 3 I thought was very personal to DNA. You talked about things that you disagree with what he says. So you went down the line and you say a lot of dumb stuff, Eric.
Yeah.
So talk about your approach and why you chose this for the 3rd round. As opposed
I think to me, it just, you know, some people kind of bring up the whole machete situation. You know, a lot of times people bring up you let the machete spray bar, but I really focused in on it because I wanted people to realize, like, that ain't the only thing he said that it's just horrible.
Okay, so the first line that I have that you said was his ill will battle.
Yeah.
When he said,
actually, the crazy part was, the first one was a reference to what he had just said in the round previously.
Before you said the ill will battle?
Like before I even said you say a lot of dumb shit, Eric, he ended his round saying some dumb shit.
Oh yeah, I think you just said, I don't think you said that before. I think you said it last.
He said I be aiming it loud.
Oh, he said, okay.
Yeah.
No, I feel like you said that like towards the end of you saying.
No, that's how I started.
That's how you started. Okay. The ill will battle.
Mm-hmm.
So he said.
3 words to end this battle. I'm from the Yak Town, bitch. I don't know why he counted those up, but like what? I heard that. Like what? That boy tripping. Real. Come on. See, this the reaction I wanted in the building.
All right, so let's finish round 3. The disaster battle, I guess, DNA, when he battled disaster, there was something else in there that you found amusing. So
it was actually a lot of shit in there, but what I was trying to condense it because it was, when I first started putting that section of my round together, it was so much shit, and it almost took up the whole round.
Well, that would have been your angle for that round.
Yeah, but I already knew how. People feeling like, oh, I took too long with the angle now, and I only did it for like 12 or 16 bars.
Yeah. Okay. So what I like what you did after that was you did your own thing. You said, what if you was to have a line like that, and you did that heckler and koch line.
Yeah.
I thought that was, I like that because.
Yeah, but see, it's like, you know, with DNA fans and things, they probably don't know no better. Like he don't know no better. Which heckler and koch is the same.
Right.
You know, it's the same thing.
Right. And you also did it with when you was talking about New Jersey being next to. So there was a little bit of humor in this round from you. New Jersey being next to New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Right. So we see it there. The line with the Smith clean, but the Wesson is dirty. I feel like now, were you saying was that a line that's fake?
It's the same thing, just like the heckler and koch.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if he said that. He said that.
He actually said, what the hell did he say? He said something, I think he said the non-dirty, but the Wesson the cleanest.
Okay. Versus chest.
It was either chest or Briz Rothstein. I'm not sure which one.
Okay.
Either way, it made no sense at all. You know, one of them is a caliber, the other one is the name. You know, so it's crazy.
Okay. Then right after that, you had the girls trip line, which again, if you didn't see the movie, you wouldn't understand.
So yeah. Jada Pinkett, and whenever it's your turn to going around, Jada Pinkett and girls trip, they pissed all over the crowd.
Right.
When she got caught on the zip line, and she wound up pissing all over the place.
Right. All right, so after that, then you said a little bit about, now I didn't really understand this line too much, so maybe you can clear it up. Your reference to Briz.
It was, okay, in order for me to actually speak on that, because it was part of a scheme.
Okay.
Which was I had the and one, you got it back, or so, what was before that?
Oh yeah, we just talked about this earlier.
You know, you said I lost the shine. Are you out of your fucking mind? Media Man, Golden Lords, this nigga hair blind. Which people, if you don't know what Media Man is and who the Golden Lords is, all of, you know, the Golden Lords are the antagonists in the movie, and all of them used to have blonde hair. There was black people with blonde hair, so.
Thousand.
Yeah, that's said you gave 1 and 3 to K. Y'all see the dumb shit he say and 1. You got it backwards. I won DNA. Now that wound up going into an and 1 scheme, which was I sent Professor and Escalade to, I sent Professor K-Shine to Escalade and Alamo with the bars. For those who don't know, Escalade and Alamo were 2 and 1 players. They both passed away.
And Professor was a and 1 player too.
Yeah, Professor's and 1 player too, but he didn't pass away. Alamo and Escalade passed actually. Rest in peace to both of those guys. Escalade is Mark Jackson's brother. You didn't know that? You look like a Mark Jackson fan.
A Mark Jackson fan?
Yeah.
I'm no fan of any band.
Nah, let's focus. Let's focus. Oh yeah. Tomato. Nah, let's focus. Let's focus. I said Professor to Escalade Alamo with the bars. Sick with it, who's another and 1 player. Sick with it. Respect my handle like hot sauce. Hot sauce is another and 1 player. I'm a battle rap dog. I beat Briz so bad I'm the main event in his state and he ain't even on the card. Now the bar as a whole, to me, is self-explanatory, because I had, like I said, I battled Briz on Smack Volume 1. And being that the battle wound up being in North Carolina, and he's pretty much from there, you would think they would be on the card.
Yeah.
But I was the main event for the card in North Carolina, so I felt that needed to be said.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, main event is also an A1 player.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I got that. Briz, then I'm the future of this shit. I better tell this nigga what the future is also.
Yeah.
Yep. It's about 15 of them. It's about like 15 and 1 players. But it's just it's like I could run this entire thing down like. Pen is there, man. Pen is there. Even another reference, which was let me see, I'm the future of this shit. Y'all better tell this nigga Skip. Skip is also
Skip Ginobili.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I did.
Come to you and your Baby Shack, where the drummer just let it rip. Baby Shack is also one. All things fall apart when I creep with the den of thieves. I make it a righteous kill. I got 50 in the clip. That's a triple entendre, huh? People ain't know it. You feel me? The drum clip, 50 in the clip. The movies, All Things Fall Apart, Den of Thieves, Righteous Kill, 50 in the clip, Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent, and 50 in the clip, as in 50 is a and 1 player. I'm the GOAT, bro. I'm the GOAT, man.
I'm so glad you broke that down.
Yeah, so it's that. And it was more to it. Yo, just go watch the battle, man. Come on, my bad.
No, do your thing. So, and then that leads into your you talking about him being from Queens and the Queens flip line. I thought was hard too.
Yeah, it's great. See, this is why all this is so important, I had the Queens flip bar, the Issei Ayo. Ayo is also a A1 player.
Oh.
Yeah. Ayo is an A1 player. Aaron Owens is an A1 player.
See again. So how did how did everybody get this?
I got the 50 in the clip. Let me see. I make it a righteous kill. I got 50 in the clip. Continue the circus act. That's another A1 player. You get clipped in the end. Then sent to the air up there. That's another A1 player. New revolver. Put the grip to your chin like I said. Ayo. Then make a nigga from Queens flip with the spin. Where when Queens flip was doing the whole battle thing, I want to battle. I said Ayo. And he used to walk in a circle with the spin. And then the Ayo.
Yeah.
Another and 1 bro, hey up, man, it's deep.
See, not only is this good for the fans, but it's good for me. Because I enjoy sitting here and, because I don't catch everything. So when y'all
I try the toughest thing is when people don't get certain stuff and try not to, because some people going to catch it, and I used to always a lot of times repeat the bars I'm saying because I know people ain't catch it or some people ain't understand it. Yeah. But it agitates the people who did catch it. Like, yo, stop doing that. We hate when you do that. But it's like, I can't help it, bro. Like, I'm trying, you feel me? It's like you being in a math class or something and you get the you get the math problem right off the bat, but the other 15 of the students don't get it. I have to explain it to them. Just because you got it, I can't. You feel me? NCLB, baby. Yeah, no child left behind. You know, I gotta explain this to them. You know, I appreciate your brain is working.
No child left behind, Harry.
Yeah. That's a bar.
Inside a bar.
Inside.
You should call this show Inside the Bar.
Isn't it?
That's funny, right?
That's a knee slapper.
The meat slap.
The addressing a
Oh, bitch nigga, so I got a drag queen.
Yeah, drag queens, yeah. We reacted to
Drag
that.
queen.
Yeah, drag queens. The DNA. All right, so I want to jump down to I call this section the double impact part of it. I mean,
the,
double
prequel.
impact 3, right?
The prequel.
Right. So you've never done a 2-on-2, have you? But if you were to do the 2-on-2, you would be with twerk.
It's a few people I wouldn't mind doing the 2-on-2 with. It's just kind of rough.
Because you started off that saying they say we wouldn't make a good tag team.
Yeah, a lot of people felt like that, you know. But me and Twerk, we got a different flow pattern, but the things we speak about and the way we choose to do a lot of our wordplay and stuff is a lot similar than people know. Like, prime example, what we did in the battle, a lot of people think Twerk wrote it himself, and it actually was both of us. You know, so it was alright. But I ain't really feel no type of way about that. I'm like, that's good that y'all think he wrote that, because now I know that the flows would be compatible if we were to have to write a whole round together.
Right. Okay. So can you say the lines?
Let's see, this is the only sport where they let the losers win, which was, he was referring to DNA. He said, well, now they brought a Goonie in. You know, that was his introduction. He said, I brought a Goonie in. And I said, with a hooligan, double barrel shotty, that's what I'm moving with. He said, nah, because the wounds from a double hill, licks from a ladder, make sure you never move again. Yeah, double helix. That's DNA. You know, so and it was loud. Give DNA a permanent modification, mutagen. You know?
And it's hard too, because when you look at a double helix, the middle of it is a ladder. That's what they call it. That's
if you untwist a double helix, it would just simply look like a ladder. You know?
What is it? Deoxyribonucleic acid.
See?
That's DNA.
Yeah.
That's smart shit using those high-scoring Scrabble words. Look at that.
What came after?
What was next? Yeah.
We riding on him and whoever with that gig, which I got out of line with this, because T-Top had done agitated me for the night, bro. So it was we riding on him and whoever with that gig. Top get it like Milltown blow when I gripped that piece. With that mean, I grabbed a back of tea and spit that heat.
Why did T-Top? What did T-Top do?
He was
I saw
for the night.
I thought it was going on right now.
And it was just. It was like every time I said a bar, he said something. A lot of people don't hear it, you know, because it's not like he mic'd up and shit, so the camera not really gonna catch him. But I can hear you clearly. So it's like that's how we got into that whole dick sucker back and forth.
Right.
Because he literally had a whole conversation with me in between my round, and it's like, bro, I'm rapping. You feel me? Now, if DNA does it, cool. He's a battler. Me and him are battling, so I understand he trying to throw me off my game. You're not even rapping, bro. Let me be great. You know, so it was kind of one of those things, and it was just, it happened for it happened for my whole first round, and then the second round was where I just said, all right, bro.
Enough's enough.
Yeah. So that kind of threw me off, and then when we did the 2-on-2, I knew the bar that was leading up to was going to be directed towards Top also.
Now,
that part I was kind of out of line.
Instead of DNA, that's what you said, I think, right?
I could have. It was an option.
Okay.
It was an option. You know, T-Top. I don't think T-Top wanted to do the battle. I'm not 100% sure on that, so I can't really.
So that's why did you have bars ready for him so you could kind of try to set up maybe this battle could happen type of thing?
No, I didn't. It was just, this my thing. When I battle, once I start preparing for a battle, it's like it's not just you. I know it's not just you that's up there on stage. So what else I got to deal with? My first thought was NWX, T-Top is NWX, and the battle is in North Carolina.
Bar also.
Yeah, that's why I had Rain and T-Top specifically in there, because like, and the battle when you two people in your group home state, so I know what I got to deal with. You know?
So let's jump down to the last couple of minutes of your round 3. That's when we saw a little bit of taste of how it would be if you did double impact. So you brought Twerk out. So talk a little bit about how that came about and why you decided on Twerk.
A few people actually asked us to do it to him too. You know, but for the majority, a lot of people didn't want to see it. Like Tay-Rock, I believe Tay-Rock asked Smack if him and Surf could battle me and Twerk.
Oh, okay.
You know, so that's really how it came about. And you know, a lot of people know me and Surf. You know, that's fam. Like that's like my bro. So it's like we would never battle each other. Which double impact too, a lot of times, I mean, with the whole double impact as a whole, they usually compare it to the All-Star game, you know, so it would have been more so of a sparring match. It wouldn't have been nothing too personal or too crazy, you know, so that's how it came about though. Tay-Rock wound up asking Smack to see that. Smack was asking the people if they want to see it, you know, so I figured like, fuck it, I just give them a little
taste. And you started off saying Twerk, they said we wouldn't make a good tag team. So you can finish the, you can do it now. Yeah, I said,
Twerk, they said we wouldn't make a good tag team. He came in saying this is the only sport where they let the losers win. Well, now Nagunian, and I said with a hooligan, double barrel shotty, that's what I'm moving with. And he said, nah, because the wounds from a double hill, licks from a ladder, make sure he never move again.
Right.
Which for those who don't know, double hill licks, you know, which is referring to DNA, you know, which is also in the shape of a ladder.
Right.
You know, so.
Just like.
Yeah, and then it was the wow. DNA get a permanent modification. They say mutagen. If you don't know what that is, you know, look it up. You know, but we see that's the thing that's the thing that I think make me and Twerk a cool tag team. I think it'll be dope because a lot of the references he used and a lot of the things I speak on it's not just the bar itself. It's more so we trying to help people learn something new.
Okay.
That's one of them things. You learn something new every day.
Right,
so.
right. Well, I thought that was dope, and I thought it was a great way to end your third round and great way to end the battle altogether. And it was kind of like a teaser because it's like, oh.
It leaves a lot of speculation, you know, with the whole to be continued Summer Madness 3, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of people waiting to see that, you know, man. We say, you know, to be continued Summer Madness 3. I said Summer Madness, double impact 3.
Summer Madness 3 to be continued.
Summer Madness 3. Damn, what was that? Me versus Big T? Yeah, that's shit.
Wow.
A long time ago, bro.
Where was that at?
Stage 48. Me versus Big T. Ours versus K-Shine.
When he brought out
That's when the situation happened with Math and Serious Jones. Yeah, K-Shine had that midget on a rope. That's one of the funniest battles in history.
Funny. Funniest prop anybody ever brought out. A goddamn midget. Funny.
Ours tried to kick the midget, man.
Funny. Yeah, he hates midgets, right?
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you. This was dope, you know. Like I said earlier, you know, it's just amazing to hear somebody else say the bars. You know, so it's not. I get a chance to hear them from the outside looking in. You know, so we appreciate you for this.
No problem.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming.
No problem.
Well, thank you for tuning in to 15 Minutes of Fame. This is Inside the Bars. Follow me on Instagram at Nikki_knowledge. Don't forget to follow me, but most importantly, follow your dreams.
15 minutes of fame.
You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go.